Hello Internet, welcome to Games Done Wrongish. Hey guys, this is an updated version of my PlayStation Plus PlayStation 4 games overview for April 2018. I somehow missed the fact that two other games were available in my original video. Those games are In Space We Brawl and 99 Vidas. As such, I have now played both of these games and created an overview of them. I have added them to the start of this video so that anyone that saw the original video can just see those and skip the rest if they wish to. Without further ado though, let's get down to it. Here is the full Games Done Wrongish overview of the titles In Space We Brawl, 99 Vidas, Qbert Rebooted, Trackmania Turbo and Mad Max. In Space We Brawl is not the catchiest title ever, but it lets you know what you're getting into. This game reminds me of the old arcade game Asteroids a little. It follows a very similar style of gameplay initially. You basically pilot a ship around a 2D map, dodging asteroids and enemy fire just like you would in Asteroids. The difference with this game however is that you can choose to pilot different ships from run and gun ships to a more tanky ship that has lots of armour but a very slow fire rate. On top of that, instead of just trying to clear the area of asteroids, in this game you are actually brawling. I told you the title has it all. As such, you pilot your ship around the screen, which you can fly through the top and appear at the bottom, or off the right hand side and appear at the left hand side, just like asteroids while trying to shoot down your opponents. There can be up to 4 players at a time, all brawling it out to be victorious in a number of game modes. The game modes don't actually change the game at all, they just change the requirement to win the game instead. You can choose from a set amount of lives per player that need to be depleted, a set amount of rounds that you need to win with 1 life each, or the most amount of kills in a set amount of time. The game also has a challenges mode, which basically acts as a single player tutorial mode. The challenges set before you start out as simple as learning to control your ship and fire its weapons, and then get more complex as you progress to teach you how to play the game, aim while moving or at moving objects and so on. The game has 18 trophies to collect, comprising of 2 silver and 16 bronze. Overall, I thought this game was okay to play for a little while. If you have children that like to invite friends around to play console games or actually invite your own friends around to play games, then this may be a bit of fun to throw on and mess around with. Solo though, it's not that interesting. "99 Vidas is a bit rubbish, but for some reason it's also incredibly addictive. As stated at the start of the episode, I originally missed the fact that this was even available via your PlayStation Plus subscription. When I started playing it, I kind of wish it had remained that way. It is a really bad take on old games like Double Dragon or Final Fight. It's just as clunky as those games were back in the 80s and 90s. The sound design is awful, with some random yippee chants when you pick up food from the ground and over the top grunts and groans, yet the desire to complete one more area or level is strong in this title. Just like the previously mentioned games, you walk along a 2D scrolling level, button mashing your way through fight after fight until you eventually encounter a boss type battle. The enemies you encounter are far from unique. They are even called silly names like Smell E, Dirty or Punk. They are repeatedly spawned over and over throughout the level, and you must defeat a set amount until you see a go sign on screen letting you know you can move on a little before having to stop and do it all again. The first boss for some reason is an Argentinian football fan, it seems, that is the boss of an arcade machine store. He removes his shirt to show he is a beefcake before promptly having his butt handed to him. Once that ordeal is over with, you move on once again through the game until you come up against the canteen chef or dinner lady. When you defeat her, you are told that you will meet again multiple times, and true to her word, you will be fighting her again soon enough. The game has 39 trophies to collect, which are 18 bronze, 17 silver, 3 gold and even 1 platinum. I have no idea why this game has a platinum trophy, but it does, so have fun getting it. Overall, as stated already, this game is not great. It's just a button masher that can pass the time of day for a bit. You can purchase extra lives with your points at the end of each mission or level if you like, which I think is what spurred me on to play it more and more. I remember these games when they were popular and in the arcade. Running out of lives and money to throw into the machine was pretty depressing. So being able to purchase extra lives and continue on as far as you can go in this game was kind of novel and fun. That's about it though. You can pay to win, or you can buy other upgrades, or pay to win, with points, not microtransactions. Qbert Rebooted is exactly what it says on the tin. It's Qbert. It's been rebooted and updated to run on the latest hardware at the latest resolutions. Qbert was created way back in October 1982 and released as an arcade machine. It had been dragged through the ages, kicking and screaming ever since. It's seen editions on the Atari 2600, Commodore 64 and the NES. It's been on mobiles, the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4 and Vita. The game simply revolves around you jumping down a hill-type mass made up of hexagon-shaped platforms. Your aim is to jump on each hexagon and change their colour to match the colour required to complete the level. Along the way there will be gems to collect for bonus points, balls drop down to try and squash Qbert, and a snake-type creature that will follow you around, and if it touches you, you lose a life. You can get rid of the snake by jumping on the multicoloured floating hexagons at the side of the main structure. If the snake is close enough at the time, it will follow you and fall to its death as you glide away on the floating hexagon. The game has 9 trophies to collect. These are comprised of 2 gold, 2 silver and 5 bronze for a total of 315 points. There is no platinum trophy for this game, but I do not think anyone was expecting there to be. Overall, Qbert is not the most exciting game around, but it's passed the test of time and can still give you some simple entertainment when you have the 5 minutes to spare waiting for a bus or something like that, if you have a Vita to play it on. I'm not sure how many people would actually play it on their PlayStation 4, but as it's part of the service it's worth adding to your library in case you pick up a Vita at some point if you don't already own one. Trackmania Turbo is an arcade-style racing game that mixes turbo boosting and drifting together quite well in a fun, time-challenge based racing game. Each track in the main campaign requires you to set the fastest time possible. You gain bronze, silver and gold medals for doing so. Earning the medals is the way you progress and unlock more tracks to race on. The bronze medals will unlock the first few championships. However, if you want to unlock and complete all of the tracks in the campaign, then you will need to complete each and every track setting the fastest time possible and earning the gold medal on all tracks, which is way easier said than done. The tracks are split up into a number of different modes or styles. You start out on your basic tarmac tracks, which have large bends to drift around and tight chicanes to manoeuvre through. After that, you hit the off-road tracks. These have jumps, puddles and rocks in your way, all while being much more difficult to corner around due to the gravel type surface. I found not accelerating while turning in the off-road tracks to work best for me. I was not hitting gold every time, so you will need to spice it up a bit if you want to get the golds, I feel. Next up comes mine and most of the people I know's favourite, the roller coaster tracks. These tracks have a type of magnetic surface which draws the car to the track, allowing it to do some amazing feats such as loop-de-loops and wall climbs. While the campaign and its different style of tracks can keep you entertained for countless hours, this is not the main draw to the Trackmania games. Their main draw is the online component and track builder. The game allows you to create your very own tracks and upload them and share them online with other players. You must first build your track and then race around it a few times to ensure the track is viable and you can set a fastest time on it. This means you must have a start and finish line and you must be able to complete the track for it to be uploaded. As such, you cannot have players driving around for 5 minutes and then ultimately being led off the side of a cliff for a laugh. The game has 49 trophies to collect, comprised of 36 bronze, 10 silver, 2 gold and 1 platinum, for a total of 1,200 points. Overall, this is a fun arcade racer which can keep you entertained for a very long time with the massive amount of tracks available online and the track builder. Well worth adding to your library. Mad Max surprised me. I did not pick this game up prior to me picking it up this week via PlayStation Plus. I had gotten bored of the Ubisoft style games, and despite this being a Warner Brothers game, I did feel it was those type of games. It's the whole idea of having an open world with bases to take over, towers to unlock to reveal more of the map, and repetitive side missions that I did not care for anymore. The same goes for the combat. I loved it in the Arkham games playing as Batman, but when it gets used in everything from Assassin's Creed, Shadow of Mordor and this game, I start to get a bit bored of it all. With all that said, after playing Mad Max for an hour or so, I cannot wait to get back into it. It is for all intensive purposes all of the things I just mentioned, however the game's cast and story make you care a lot more than usual. You start to bond with the characters in the game, despite playing as a post-apocalyptic homicidal maniac. The whole gathering parts to build your new death-dealing car after having your last one ripped away from you by bandits really gives you a sense of worth and reasoning. You care about your mechanic and your new pet dog. You care about the car you are building and the upgrades that you are adding to it. Then, when it's time to hit the road, you are ready to take on the next base camp. As with the Ubisoft games and the previous mentioned Warner Brothers games, the best way to earn influence in this game is to take over camps to reduce the big bad's stronghold on the wasteland you are currently playing in. To do this, you will often need a strategy or plan of attack before entering. Each base you try to overtake will be heavily fortified. However, you can reduce these fortifications by taking out sniper towers or cutting off fuel supplies to their traps inside. Then, once you have entered, you will generally be confronted by a mob of enemies that you need to take down Batman Arkham style, before finding the main goal or boss of the camp and liberating it completely. You also are able to pick up weapons such as a shotgun or shiv to help you in combat, but most of the time it will come down to hand-to-hand combat as ammo is very scarce. Your trusted mechanic, Chumbucket, will ride along with you in the back of your car as you move from mission to mission. Whenever you stop or get out, he will repair any damage done to the car so that you are good to go again into the next battle. Back at base, he will fit modifications to the car too, such as larger battering rams, turbo boosts, harpoons and so on. Aside from him, you meet a strange traveller while out on your adventures. I thought this was going to be a travelling vendor like the kind from Resident Evil 4 that was going to sell you some amazing weapons. However, instead, this is a strange mystical type of upgrade fella that allows you to upgrade Max's abilities instead, very much like the tattoo guy in Far Cry 3 for those that have played that. You can speak to this guy to spend upgrade points on things such as health increases, melee combat strength, ammo capacity and so on. The game has 50 trophies to collect, comprised of 41 bronze, 5 silver, 3 gold and 1 platinum. Overall, I think this game is actually a lot of fun and a feast for the eyes. The gameplay and setting all fits very well. Car combat and driving feels decent enough. The handling leaves a little bit to be desired, but you are driving at wrecks and in a post-apocalyptic wasteland on dirt and gravel, so it's to be expected almost. The combat, whilst tried and tested in many games since Batman Arkham, still lends itself well to Max, and you definitely feel empowered by it when you string some combos together and dodge incoming attacks at the right time. If like me you skipped this game thinking it was just going to be another Assassin's Creed or Far Cry clone, then give it a try. It still is a bit, but it has a cool story and extras thrown in to keep you entertained and may just renew your faith in these type of games. It has for me. I am actually thinking of picking up Far Cry 5 now as well. I'm not sure that is what Warner Brothers would want, but I'm sure Ubisoft will be okay with that. That wraps up this month's PlayStation Plus overview for Games Done Wrongish. I do not have any gameplay videos of these games available this month as my son is on his Easter break and as such I do not get any privacy to record the voice whilst I'm playing them. I will be back again next month with another overview however, and I hope to have some gameplay videos too, so I hope you join me then. If you like this video, please consider watching another. 2 suggestions will be on screen now. Also, if you have not subscribed already, please do so by clicking the icon in the middle of this screen. Every view and subscription will go a long way to helping the channel grow, and in turn will result in more content for you. Thank you, and until the next time, goodbye.